Welcome to Good Morning La La Land. I'm Dr. Erin.
Hi, I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm Jessica Moyer. This is Good Morning La La Land, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter, and now seen on Connect TV, Apple TV, and Roku. It's going to be a Good Morning La La Land.
Right, today's all about Monday motivation. We're actually going to talk about how to manifest via universal law, my favorite topic, of course. We're going to talk with one inspirational TV personality, how she made her dreams reality. We're going to talk about how you can get your laptop lifestyle on. And finally, how to get love into action.
Good show planned.
Absolutely. I needed a little Monday motivation today. I have a serious case of the Mondays, you guys. I had an epic staycation in Los Angeles, and now I'm in deep recovery now. So I need a lot of coffee, and I'm so up for the motivation. I want to welcome all of our special guests to this show. We have a 9-time Emmy Award-winning broadcast journalist, and I'm a huge fan. Utmost respect for you, Ms. Jane Hansen. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. It's so much fun to be with you guys. You were just rocking it. I feel invigorated on a Monday with you.
Wow. Well, you brought it. You rocked up in the orange. You're such a light. Yep. Thank you so much for being with us. Jenny, thank you for all the kindness. We know you flew in all the way to La La Land. Thank you for being with us this morning.
You're welcome.
And Kenny Flowers. Look at this lifestyle lover, turn entrepreneur, and he just rocks those flowers all over the world.
It's incredible. Monday morning. What else would I wear?
Exactly. What else would you wear? Well, thank you.
The hammock lifestyle.
The hammock lifestyle, as seen on Jet Set Christina. Got to give her a little plug. Thank you all so much for being here this morning. So we like to know on Good Morning La La Land, how do you start your day? What's the one thing that really makes your day start right? Jane, let's start with you.
Well, the first thing I do is hot water with a little bit of lemon in it, but then I actually try to meditate. Sometimes my head doesn't let me. Anybody else have that problem?
Never.
But I really try to just start the day and thinking about really positive things. What can I do today that's going to be good and positive, and how am I going to make it the best day it can be? I try.
Amen.
Sometimes.
So does. I have a feeling you get it right most of the time.
I try. Trust me. But I think that everybody needs to do that kind of thing, is to really think about each day as it comes, because we don't know how many we're going to get. Today could be the last one. We never know.
We never know, and that's why it's so important to share kindness, right, Jenny?
Oh, so important. Kindness, I mean, really, everybody has kindness to share. We all have something to give, so it's really important to be intentional with your day and figure out a way to share even just a little bit.
Kenny, how do you start your day?
I really try to start my day the night before. So for me, it's all about knowing what I want to wake up and do in the morning. So I like to have the 3 things that need to get done laid out, and those few just like quick items that'll make you feel productive right off the bat.
Do you select what shirt you're going to wear?
That is part of the decision process. Yes.
Integral part.
Well, when you're living your brand, it's crucial, right?
It really is, yeah.
It is. There's so many different occasions you can find yourself in. So sometimes a floral makes sense, sometimes something more subtle.
Sometimes a panda and a pineapple margarita, that's all you need. We're so excited to talk to more of you later in the show. Thanks again.
So excited. We're also going to be showcasing on Instagram and through our social media all of our guests daily on their morning ritual, morning routine, because this is a hot topic. Everyone wants to know about it, and we've been asking these questions anyway, so I figure let's get this on a little feed there.
Yeah, it's best practices for Good Morning La La Land.
So if you send in and you do a story on Instagram of your morning routine, we will repost it on our story and tag you in it, right?
Yeah, so just be sure to tag Good Morning La La Land so we can see it.
So what did you do this weekend?
Oh man, I had a great weekend. My mom and sister and little me and Zoe, my nieces, are in town from Pittsburgh, so I hung out with those folks. Gosh, I love them so much. I don't know how my mom and my sister do it, because they're like super women all day, every day. It's like endless energy. Meanwhile, I'm exhausted after like an hour. I'm like, oh my gosh.
You look a little tired this morning.
Thanks,
like
Sarah.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Like,
thanks a lot.
No, you're always like on like A++ point. I was like, something's not.
I did tweak the back a little.
Yeah,
that's probably moving a little slow.
Yeah, right. So it's not like
a little more slowly.
But you still make it look really good,
I
Rob.
appreciate that, Jess, and I appreciate that.
You're
How
a
about
champion.
you? How was your weekend?
So I told you guys on Friday I was going to go to the Kundalini event on Saturday morning. So Kundalini yoga is a fun practice I've been doing for some years now, and they do a morning meditation every day before class. It's it's 11 minutes, meditation, and they do prosperity meditation, and they had the 1,000th day in a row that they did the meditation. So they had a big kind of celebration class on Saturday. So I go there, and it's so hilarious because it's literally packed. If you ever want to know yoga comes, if you go full moon or any kind of new cycle in astrology, or the end of celebration of a meditation, it is packed. Like literally, you couldn't even spread out your mats all the way. And in the middle of the room, they have this money pinata. Literally, it's a money sign, a pinata of a money sign. I'm thinking, this is hilarious. Like in yoga, spiritual practice, we're going to own our money. So we had the class, we did the last 1,000 meditation, and then the class was over, and we literally made a circle, and they hit the pinata.
Really?
And I'm thinking, oh no.
Does real money come out?
I'm thinking, oh no, what if someone hits them? Like they missed the pinata.
person.
So I'm having these oh no, I'm stressed out. Like, is this gonna work? And literally, the money and the candy and all that stuff went flying everywhere. The fake money, the candy money.
Oh, it's like Monopoly
Yeah,
money.
right?
Oh,
And,
I'm and everybody who was zenned out went crazy over the money.
and everyone hit each other. No, just kidding. And it was just so funny because I have watched this spiritual community. There's so much prosperity. You can't believe the amount of really celebrities, incredible directors, writers, producers, leaders. I'm sorry, but if you have a spiritual practice, it does turn on something of prosperity. There's no question about it.
I feel strongly about that. I do, of course. Nothing better than being tapped into, being turned on. I feel like life goes better. It does,
It does, for
It's
sure.
easier to meet people because you're in a better mood. You think more creatively. Great business ideas come, I think, a little more organically.
For sure. It's like Osho with 90 Rolls Royces.
Oh, yeah. 90s Rolls Royces.
Well, I think it's really important to reiterate that you can be a spiritual guru and you can be on that path, but you can still accept abundance and wealth and community, and those two can go hand in hand. You don't have to sacrifice one for the other.
I'm thinking stilettos and spirituality. You know
I love
what
it.
I'm saying?
Well, Osho would say, speaking of Osho, he would always say, I believe in being rich in all ways, health, relationships, finance, spirituality. Why be poor in any way?
Right.
I'll drink to that.
I'll drink to that too.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So when we come back, let's take a little break. When we come back, we're going to talk about how to manifest via universal law. Stay tuned. Welcome to Good Morning La La Land. We are so excited to announce
That Good Morning LALALAND is now being featured on Connect TV.
That's right, you can check it out on Apple TV, Roku, iOS, and Android, as well as on the web.
Check us out. It's going to be everywhere, literally.
We are going to believe, connect, and change the world. It's going to be a good morning, La La Land. I'm Jess Moyer, co-host of Good Morning La La Land, with my girl Victoria Simone.
Hey!
And in case you missed it, this was This Week in La La Land.
Yes, let's hear it. Cheers.
We started the week with April Jones, co-founder of April Wines.
Previously seen on Love and Hip Hop.
Also, Josh Murray.
Hot. Previously seen on Bachelorette, Bachelor in Paradise, and famously single with our guy Rob Mack.
And Jessie Golden had her book of
The Golden Secrets, everyone.
Speaking of golden secrets, if you're looking for love, we had Janice and Carly Spindell, the matchmakers of all matchmakers. These girls got real about love and dating as a modern woman.
Can we say Friday feels? Thank you guys so much for tuning into This Week in La La Land. We have a special announcement.
Good Morning La La Land will be on the red carpet this Sunday for the 45th Annual Daytime Emmy Awards with Connect TV, streaming live exclusive coverage. And in case you want to catch up on any of the interviews from Good Morning La La Land, you can listen to us now on a podcast on iTunes.
See you there. Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in to This Week in Focus. My name is Victoria Simone, associate producer here at Focus TV Network, America's first live streaming daily talk show network, with my girl
Jess Moyer, co-host of Good Morning La La Land.
So last week on the Focus TV Network, we had Mama Ticks
with special guest Jolie Fisher.
What? On the Live It Show, hosted by Tanya Memory and Robert Ferguson, we had
former welterweight champion of the world, Victor Ortiz.
On the Lisa Torres Show, we had Focus TV family,
Jessie Golden with her golden secret.
Yes. Jez, who was on Good Morning La La Land.
We started the week with April Jones, co-founder of April Wines.
Previously seen on Love and Hip Hop.
Josh Murray.
Hot.
Hot.
Previously seen on Bachelorette, Bachelor in Paradise, and famously single with our guy Rob Mack.
And if you are famously single and looking for love, you can catch our interview with Janice and Carly Spindell.
Yes. I'm so excited to announce our newest show on the Focus TV network, The Joe Show.
Hey, Joe.
Hey. We also have a special announcement to make.
Good morning, La La Land will be on the red carpet of the 45th Annual Daytime Emmy Awards with Connect TV. Believe Connect changed the world.
Yes. Thank you so much for tuning into This Week in Focus. Have a nice day. I'm your girl, Victoria Simone, with my girl,
Jasmine Moyer. Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. We're honoring #Motivation Monday. We have 3 very special guests in the house. I'd like to welcome Jane Hansen, Kenny, and Jenny DePaul to the show. Good morning, everyone.
Hello, hello, hello.
So talking all things motivation, what is one thing you do, Jane, to get over the Mondays and get motivated?
I try to get to the gym or do some yoga because I think that really helps. It clears my mind. But I also like to make a list of all the things I want to accomplish that week so that I kind of feel like I've got a good handle on what I'm going to be doing all week long. Also, I check in with people just to say, hey, happy Monday, how you doing? What are you up to? What are your goals this week? Just to kind of make sure that all my friends are on target and ready to rock it. I really think that there's nothing like having somebody by your side to give you a little nudge and a little motivation.
Tribe and accountability is everything.
Yep.
Good friend.
It really is.
Yeah, I absolutely agree because it just works, I think.
Jenny, what works for you to get motivated?
I get a lot of motivation from people that are partnering with us in our outreach. I mean, I experience on a daily basis a ton of acts of kindness from other people who are sharing with us, and then I get to share that with other people. So that motivates me ongoing throughout each day.
Absolutely. What motivates you, Kenny?
That's great. I mean, I think about a few things that recently happened that I feel very appreciative for. And then I like to go through some old emails and messages to see some nice things that customers have said.
Oh, everybody loves love, right? And everyone loves a Hawaiian shirt.
There you go.
Well, thank you again so much for being here. We're excited to talk to you more later in the show.
Right? So Monday motivation, I think it's an interesting topic. I have mixed feelings about Monday motivation because I truly believe that if you need to get motivation, it's not gonna stick, as I say, right?
We have talked about that a lot, like the difference between inspiration and motivation.
Totally.
Yeah, I get it.
It's a real fine line. So today we want to talk about how to manifest through universal law because look, the reality is this, is that your beliefs, whatever is in your soul, your gut, your subconscious, the beliefs create your thoughts create your feelings create your emotions, and your emotions create the circumstances of your life. So if you're feeling unmotivated, it really, of course you got to look at what choices you're making in your life, lifestyle-wise, it's affecting you, but what is really going on at the core of what's going on. So let's talk about how to reprogram your subconscious mind, because that's where the true motivation begins, right? That inspiration factor.
Yeah, I want to find this pinata. How do we do it? How do we find the money pinata?
Right? So how do we change our beliefs? That's really the question. That's really what is going to be what's motivating or not motivating you. So, how do we do this? We talk to a lot of our guests talk about getting up and meditating and doing things like that. But really it comes from an ecstatic state of feelings. The feelings are really the secret of what happens and how we reprogram our subconscious mind. So oftentimes the trauma in our life is what has had us unmotivated. Very rarely do you find a little kid that's like, I'm not motivated today.
That's so true.
Right? They're
That's
just
so
like,
true.
here I am, life is good. I don't care if it's Monday, Thursday, Sunday, whatever, right? Because they haven't gone to that place where they've commanded in a sad state of this is hard, or this sucks, or I'm not good enough, or whatever it is. They're
6-year-olds do not have spiritual baggage at all. It's when you hit about 17 that you start having like carry-on size. Now I'm like overweight luggage behind
That's
me.
awesome,
Right?
Grace.
So how do we release those limiting beliefs? We've got to do it a few ways. One is recommanding our subconscious mind. So getting into an ecstatic state and commanding the truth. I am good enough, life is amazing, I am due X, Y, and Z, whatever that truth is for you. So are you strong enough in your consciousness to get into an ecstatic state? Some people will go out and exercise and do it like high incantations or affirmations while they're exercising. Some people have to do it through a daily spiritual practice and restate the truth over and over. Whatever that is, there's many, many different ways, but you've got to get down to releasing those limiting beliefs.
So let me ask you this, Erin. As somebody who's now practicing manifestation in her life, how do you stay motivated when what you're manifesting has not yet become a reality?
Great question. Such a good question, right? So faith, that's what they call it, faith, right? So the minute we even consider that it's not going to happen, you're that powerful of a spiritual being, you're going to plant that seed of doubt. So it's like watering a tree or watering a bamboo. You know, bamboo takes like 6 years or something, and then it shoots up, right? Some dreams, some manifest things we want to manifest instantaneously. Some takes a law of growth and takes a long time. So it is really about never, ever doing anything but believing and knowing it is done already, and you're going to do whatever it takes to just make that happen.
Yeah, and I think for me, part of that, and I love what you get to say there, and just to add to that, is remembering that the emotion for me is the main event. That's the main manifestation.
Sure.
I make everything else secondary manifestation. I know that if I can sort of achieve that sort of state where I realize or feel that it's already done, then the rest takes care of itself.
Right.
If you're too focused on taking score and like basically seeing if the money's showing up or the promotions are showing up, then you kind of get stuck where you need things to manifest first before you can feel the state, and then you're putting it, sort of the cart before the horse.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, we know that when it doesn't flow, it's sometimes because it's not, we're trying to manifest something that really is not for the highest good or maybe inauthentic, right? So there's a lot, obviously this is a huge conversation, but bottom line, Monday motivation comes down to one thing only: what are the beliefs in your subconscious, and how you're going to reprogram and release those limiting beliefs.
Yeah, and you only have to do it one thought at a time. I know for me, like the challenge always was like, oh my gosh, I have to like go reprogram what I've learned the last 21 years or more. And then, but then I came to a realization, at least for me, no, I just need to heal the one thought that's in my head right now. I don't need to go fix everything that happened 20 years earlier.
Yeah.
How do you only have one thought? Maybe it's just me, but like I have a series of like 25 different thoughts or problems or worries at a time. Granted, that can be 25 joyful moments that I'm grateful for at the same time. It's like monkey brain, right? That's what my acupuncturist says. He's like, you need to calm your mind down. I'm like, tell me how, and I'll do it. Because the 28 other voices are screaming.
Yeah.
I think that's why moving your body is so helpful. Like anytime you can be fully engaged in your senses, your mind naturally goes quiet, or at least quieter. So the more you can sort of be engaged in your whole body, the less you'll be in your mind.
For sure. So let us know how you are motivated, how you are releasing your limiting beliefs. We want to know. There's so many different ways and modalities of doing that, but it all comes down to knowing the truth. So that's what we're all about. So let's take a little break. When we come back, we're going to dive deep into these amazing stories and how they stay motivated and how they're bringing inspiration to the world. So stay tuned, you guys. We'll be right back.
Hello, Los Angeles. I am your host and producer, Alex Worley, filming inside Focus TV's West Hollywood studio. Welcome to Empowerista, a show dedicated to highlighting female trailblazers and empowering you to turn your barriers into breakthroughs.
Hey guys, I'm Amy Papra.
And I'm Justin Walter.
And this is What's Good, the show that's dedicated to positive, uplifting stories from all over the globe.
Welcome to Good Morning La La Land. I'm Dr. Erin.
I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm Jessica Moye.
And we're making history as the first live streaming daily talk show.
This is where all kinds of shit happens.
Monday through Friday, we are going to be streaming to you live, Los Angeles, at 9 a.m. Pacific time on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Alyssa Goodman Show. So Kelly, welcome.
Thank you for having me, Alyssa. This is so fun.
I know.
What's up, Rose girls? I'm Jessica Carroll. Today we're gonna have so much fun because we have fitness personality Katie Austin.
Hey,
we're
thanks for
having
having me on.
with
Cheers.
Katie Austin.
I love it. It
Cheers.
feels like a Saturday.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Millennial Life. I'm your host, Laura Odegaard, and today we are joined by the very beautiful former Miss California and now a TV host, Natasha Martinez. I'm so happy that you're here.
I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
You are tuning in to Slay with Rachel McCourt, and I have a fabulous guest. In studio with me is Liza Glukoff. She's just been named executive producer of programming at Awesomeness TV. I mean, no big deal, but huge. Hi.
Thank you.
Hi.
Are we so excited right now?
We are so excited. I mean, we
Thank you
have
for having
roses, we have perfect lighting, we've got some Spa Girl vodka in case we get a little crazy.
Hey, Dr. Erin here, teaching universal law and spiritual truth, having a conscious conversation in the heart of Hollywood. And I'm honored to have the guest today, who is Christina Haskell, who is amazing. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's an honor to be here with you. I so appreciate it.
Hi, I'm Jenna Barnett with Millennial Mom on Focus TV. And today I have Jennifer Yen here today to chat with me about all things mom related. So you actually started your career as an actress and you were on the very famous TV series Power Rangers, right?
Yes, I used to fight them as my first career.
You're watching Beige Bay TV. It's fitness expert and your Beige Bay Edwina Chia. Ladies and genticles, Tiffany Angulo. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. You know, you're my Beige Bay of the week, not only because of your nationality, but because you just seem like the girl who does it all.
Hi everybody, I'm Allie Landry and welcome to Reshape TV. I have created an online platform, reshapelive.com and Reshape TV, to provide a place where women can learn from the very best resources for those of us who are striving to reshape our lives and live an optimal, healthy lifestyle.
Hey LA, I'm Gwen Lane with the LA Girl, and I'm here with Liz Hernandez, former TV host at Access Hollywood and now the founder of Wordiful. So excited to hear more about that. Liz, thank you so much for being here today.
Hi Gwen, thanks for having me.
Hi everyone, it's Michelle Gillette, life coach and host of the Spotlight series on Focus TV. And joining us today is our dear friend, Shalini Videra.
And thank you for having me. It's
of course.
I'm so happy to be here.
You're the perfect person to be here because we love anything that is, women helping other women, women empowering other women.
Hi, I'm Janica. I'm here with Focus TV for my segment of Fearless Females. And today I interview Doriana Richmond. You're gonna love listening to Doriana. Not only is she beautiful, but she's so heartfelt and she has created this amazing jewelry line called Stone Simple. Hi.
Oh, thank you for that introduction.
Yeah,
Wow.
of course. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Hi, and welcome to Everyday Game Changers, the show that features people giving back to their community. I'm your host, Annalise Getz, and today we are joined by Rolanda Watts. Rolanda is a stand-up comedian, she's an actress, she's a television personality, and she is a philanthropist, which is why she's here today. So thank you for joining us, Rolanda.
Thank you for having me. A joy to be here.
Today on Moms Matter, we're going to talk about money, 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 something that we all struggle with and we need help with, and that's why we have the fabulous Winnie Sun, who's here with us today.
Aw, thank you.
Thank you so much. I know you've been on MSNBC and Forbes, and you are the money expert.
Hey everyone, welcome back to a new magical episode of Soul Reboot. I am your host, Allison Charles. Please welcome and meet this powerful divine queen whose name is Daphne Wayans. I am so happy to be here with you.
I'm so honored to be here.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. We have the extreme honor of having a great conversation with master communicator and 9-time Emmy Award winner Jane Hansen. Thank you so much for that.
Well, you're very welcome. I love being in Los Angeles, and it's not just because of the weather.
Are you
what do you
on
love
brand,
about it?
on point, on look so vibrant. I love that dress. So
Well,
pretty.
thank you. And you know what? It's Mondays. You've been talking about Monday motivation. Nothing helps like wearing a bright color because it makes you be cheery, it makes you be alive, it makes you feel good. And you know that old thing about if you think you look good, you feel good. If you feel good, you got it on.
Oh my gosh, it's so true.
So true.
I had such a hard time wearing color when I lived in like Philly and New York. Moved to Miami, moved to LA. It was so easy. So now when I go back, it's easy to do the same. But there was something about the dark clouds that made it hard for me to.
Well, and in New York, as you know, one of the reasons people like to wear really dark colors is because it's so dirty.
Right? Is that the secret?
That's one of the secrets, yeah, seriously, because if you're walking down the street, I mean, there's soot and there's pollution and there's all kinds of things going on.
You've been there, you've done that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, how long were you working in New York City?
Close to, I'm not that old, 30 years.
Wow.
Wow. So we want to hear your story. I mean, you are I mean, you've done so much incredible work.
Thank
you. Have interviewed, you've been everywhere, 9 Emmys. Like, we want to, what is the story? How did it all begin for you?
I actually grew up in a little town in Minnesota of 2,500 people with no stoplights in the town. And the town was called Canby, and the town slogan was "Be all you can be in Canby."
No way.
But I decided
That's cute.
I was actually not going to speak Canby and Canby. I moved. But my family to this day looks at me and says, "How did you end up in New York?" And I ended up doing a show for a while. I did the news on NBC. It was at 30 Rock. But I had a show of my own called Jane's New York, and we shot it from the middle of Times Square up on a roof. And my producer, it was a very small ledge, and frankly, it was probably illegal where we were shooting it. But somebody would be holding onto my feet. I was strapped in, and we'd be shooting it, and you'd have these wonderful views of Times Square all around me. And you know, my family's going, "How did this happen? How did you get there from here? Like, we don't get this." But it was really wonderful. I mean, I had amazing, amazing experiences. There is nothing like being a journalist in New York City because everybody comes through there, just like they do in LA. Everybody you could possibly want to meet. I covered every story that happened, and it was exciting, poignant, compelling, wonderful, scary, sad. Every emotion you could possibly have happened in the course of my
But what
repertoire.
happened from the little girl in
Canby?
this tiny little city? There must have been a decision. There must have been something that you said, "I'm going to go do this." What was that?
I think it was because I was immensely curious about the world. And my father, even from the time I was a little girl, I remember being about 4 years old, and he'd sit and read newspaper stories to me. And when you live in a town like that that's rural, very rural, I mean, the nearest towns were 30 miles away, you really want to grasp and see what the rest of the world is like. And I think that was it, I really want to be out there and learn. And boy, this sounds like New York.
Yeah.
But right at home.
So after 30 years of broadcast journalism, what do you think you've learned about yourself?
I think I've learned how to be resilient. I think I've learned how to be clever. I think I've learned how to ask good questions. I think I've learned how to understand and listen to people. But what I think is really interesting is what I have yet to learn. And I think once you leave a position like that, where frankly, when you're on television every day, you become somewhat of, there's a certain celebrity that comes along with it. And so I think that I was very privileged to have that because people were eager to buy me dinner or talk to me, or they always answered my phone calls because television is extremely powerful. But that also can lead to giving you a lot of head case, which makes you sometimes think you better than you are.
But that's what I love about you. You walked in this morning and you were like this love bomb that came in here. You were asking us questions. You were so engaging, and that is what I think is the factor that really makes someone successful. Because I mean, you see in the tabloids people that are, you know, these celebrities that kind of get a bad image, or reality shows that show this bad image. But what we've found on this show is that really the true lights that come in that are so, you give so much. Like, you come in and your energy, you just brought your energy. It's really impressive.
Well, thank you, but I believe, and I was taught from the time I was a child, that you need to give back. I mean, I have been incredibly blessed. You asked me about making this huge transition from a little teeny tiny town to the largest city in the country, to meeting presidents and the heads of state. One of the most amazing interviews I ever did was with Desmond Tutu, and I was interviewing him the day he won the Nobel Peace Prize.
Wow.
They stopped the interview to say, and you know, you're a reporter, I'm going, ugh, please, I got to get this done. They go, no, 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 you want us to stop. They stopped the interview to tell him he'd won.
Wow.
And so there are tears rolling down his cheeks, and you think about somebody like that with the significance of their life, and here's me, you know, little of me. So I think it's really important. I know you're going to talk to Jenny in a minute, who gives back every day. It's really important to do things for other people, because if you're blessed, you need to return those blessings. You really do.
So incredible. Who would you say, Jane, has inspired you most in your life? And I know it's a big question. You've talked and met so many fantastic people, but
I would have to say that it's probably my father. My parents were really important. They impressed me. I love people who are kind, and I love people who just really they want to give of themselves. And there are a lot of them out there if you get to their core.
For sure.
So, I mean, it's hard for me to meet people because I used to have this joke. People would say, "Who was your best interview?" I'd say, "The last one." Because that's what I remember.
You're only as good as your last one. Well, and you're incredible in giving back and teaching people how to be confident, concise, and truly communicate. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. It started, this whole business that I do now, this communications coaching, really started because I do interviews with people, and we'd get done, we'd get off the air, and they'd go, "I didn't say what I wanted to say." And I'd go, "Well, that's because I took you down a path and you didn't get back to where you wanted it to go." Because they all had a message, but sometimes all I wanted to do was engage my audience. And I thought maybe what I was doing would be more engaging. So it's really about helping people be really clear and concise and say what they want to say in a way that does engage the audience, and every audience is different. So that work involves a lot of message polishing, which is tell me what you do and why you do it better, and then I'm going to help you tell the world that same message. Because if somebody asks you, why are you best at what you do? You kind of go, well, let me think about that for a minute. And
ramble for 5 minutes.
And you ramble, and we just want to make it really clear. You know what, and I'll tell you why. Do you know what the average attention span is in the United States today?
I don't know. Wait, I'm sorry, what? I got a text.
She wins 8 seconds.
8 seconds.
Which means you have 8 seconds. It doesn't mean they're going to be not listening to you, but they might be putting on lip gloss or something like that.
Exactly, drinking their coffee. You have 8 seconds to grab their attention, keep their attention, and get your message across.
Right. So you're working with people from everything from television to online, all the, because media and online and video is everything right now. So
and
you're
it's,
working with people.
It's about that, but it's also people with meetings, with presentations, speeches, phone conferences, video conference calls, all of that, completely across the board. If you want to, if you have something to say, I can help you say it better.
And you know what I love too about your work is that it's not just about your actual message or your voice, it's also about your body language. That is so important. It's everything, your delivery.
So give us some tips. We want some tips.
Okay.
Tell us.
So first of all, the body language part is so innate. Now, tell me this is true. You walk down the street and you look at somebody and you make a judgment about them before they open their mouth, right?
For sure.
So if you posture, I use some old slides that say, if you're slouching, you're evil. Now, of course, that's not true, but you need to think about this. Body language actually stems from the first time man ever walked on Earth. We've only had a spoken language for 160,000 years. So our body was what told us, gave us signals to run or to engage. There are things like if you hold your neck too open, you're vulnerable and somebody's going to attack you. We want to make sure you don't point at people. That's an absolute way of turning them off and like you're scolding them. They're never going to listen to you. They're just going to be afraid of you. Eye contact, really, really important. Because eyes are the gateway to the soul. And how many times have you been in a room and somebody's talking to you and they're like, yeah, it's really nice to see you. How you doing? And they're not looking at you. Do you like those people? You walk away from them going, that guy's a jerk. So let's see what else. Use your hands to express yourself, but if you do it like this, sometimes I work with clients and they say, I'm Italian, and I go, well, don't be that Italian. So
you're Italian, but keep it down here.
Right. So I think one of the biggest cues to that is if it detracts, it distracts. So, for example, if you're wearing a big clunky piece of jewelry that nobody understands what it is, they're going to spend their time thinking, I wonder what that is. Why is that? Instead of hearing what you're listening. Or if you've got something really funny on your face, or you do like that, they're distracted by it. And so they're not going to hear what you say. And so the point about good communication is how do I get them to listen to me and to listen to them until we don't want to detract from the ability to do that. So that's really, really key with the body language.
Wow.
I think also going through some speech leadership programs and things, I do think it's important for people to be able to convey like what they call their elevator pitch, a 2-minute, a 3-minute, a 20-minute. What is that? Because I think it's like when we wrote books also, writing a book is so important because you get down your thoughts and you write it out, and then it's easier to talk about the things because you've really thought through a story around it, the actual distinctions around it. Do you work with people to really mold their stories.
And stories. I'm so glad you brought that up because stories are really important. You know, Maya Angelou said something once, which was along the lines of, I don't care what you told me. I don't care how much you know. I care how you made me feel. And stories make us feel. So I could tell you, well, I've had 9 Emmys and I've been on 25,000 hours worth of television, and you're like, yeah, big deal. But I told you the story about being in Times Square with my feet being held, and you're remembering that. So stories resonate and people retell them. And it's really important that we tell our stories and tell our stories well.
How do you tell a great story?
There's actually a really little formula. You set the scene, you kind of describe the problem, and then you have the solution or the ending. So one of the things about stories is there's always a beginning, a middle, and end. And you want to engage people from the beginning by telling them what it is you're going to tell them. And then you get to the story itself. Think about, the one thing that I think we do as adults is we lose that storytelling ability that we had as kids. And when you read to children, do any of you guys have kids? Okay. Do you read them stories still?
22.
I read to her to bed every night. Well, Emily, my former producer, is standing over here as a 2-year-old, and I know she reads to him every night.
Shout out to Emily.
But think about how you tell stories to kids and how you read to them. Don't just go, there was a big bad wolf in the woods. You're going, there's a big bad wolf in the woods. If we did more of that, it would be more engaging. But we get afraid. And that leads to one other key point about communicating, is to show your passion. And sometimes people say, I'm not going to do that because I'll feel stupid. Well, it's stupid if you don't do it.
Right? I love watching the stand-ups because even though they get a little raunchy, they get a little funny, they're the best storytellers. They take you right there, they dramatize it, they whatever. I mean, they're epic storytellers.
But you know what? The big thing about them is they have practiced that story a million times. So I love people who say, oh, comics are great, they're so improvisational, you know, you just give them some baloney.
Yeah. Which is incredible to me because usually, often, when you practice something so many times, you almost become robotic in it. But they don't. They become just the opposite, more deeply engaged, more involved, and more passionate.
Right. And every time they're telling that story, they're looking for the reaction to see, I bet I could tell it, or if I just add this word, or that emphasis, or this gesture.
So on that note, we're running out of time. I want to like pick your brain. I want to like, you're my new girlfriend. I just feel it. I just know it.
Same. I'm here.
Where can people find you to work with you?
They can find me at my website, which is janehansen.com, and I'm all over Facebook, and I think we're live on
Instagram.
Right now. So it's easy.
Yep.
Pretty much everywhere.
Well, I think it's
I try to be. I'm not as good as you guys, though. I need your help. Help me help.
You help us.
Yeah, and I think anyone who's developing, whether it be you're doing online stuff, whether you are in business, whether you are just being impactful in your life, how you convey it is so important. So work with her. She is incredible, and she is the real deal. She walked in, and I'm like, she's powerful. Her presence is powerful.
It's palpable.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much.
We're going to take a little break. When we come back, we're going to talk all things love in action and how to live your laptop lifestyle in a hammock. Stay tuned.
Awesome.
So great.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
So good. It's such a powerful thing about the storytelling.
Live from Los Angeles. Welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. We are here with the founder of Project Kind, Ms. Jenny DePaul. Thank you so much for being here and for sharing kindness all over the world.
Thank you. I love being in LA. Love it here, and this gave me a reason to come, so I appreciate that.
We so appreciate you coming.
So we want to hear all about your project.
Okay, so we started about 4 years ago. My family decided it was time to really live out what we believe to be true, so really put action to our beliefs, and we figured, okay, let's think about what we've been blessed with, what we can share, and at the time it was just time. So we decided to go to Newark and share some time with people who maybe didn't have anybody to share their time with, and I formed the most amazing relationships with some individuals experiencing homelessness.
You mentioned your family's truth.
Yeah.
What you believed to be true, and you wanted to share that with people. What is that? What is that truth?
So the truth for us is that everybody is worthy of love, and that we all have something to give. Everybody. So, really it's about counting your blessings and then sharing it.
I love that.
Such a powerful point, and I love what you had to say, there too, is that, maybe we don't all have a lot of money, maybe we don't have, a whole lot of other things to give, but we all do have time. If you don't have anything, we have time. That's the most valuable asset that any of us has, right?
Yeah.
So I love that. So you just started with time.
Just time.
Yeah, we call it, so in your tithing, right? So tithing is really time, talent, and treasure. So if you can't give money, you can give your time, and it's really 10%, meaning that, because I had struggled with tithing for years, and I was like, what does this mean? Why do I have to give 10%? What is this, right? And I think it's been really misconstrued of the kind of different religions, if you will, in that it's not just 10% of that. You can give your time.
Yes,
so important.
absolutely. And then I realized I started sharing people's stories on social media, and I thought, wow, I wonder if other people want to share something. So we created opportunities for people to share. And some people have money, some people have talents. So it's now this big, wonderful community effort. And from that, we're able to see people journeying out of homelessness.
You've created such an incredibly powerful community and very kind. We have a special look. Take a peek.
This home on West Main Street in Rockaway, New Jersey has become a beacon of hope.
Everybody has something to share. Everybody.
4 years ago, Jenny DePaul and her family asked for donations to help the homeless in Newark. The power of giving took off, and Project Kind was born.
Once we started sharing people's stories and creating ways for people to give, people just absorbed it.
Every day, donations are dropped off here to the DePaul's home. Just one problem. How do you move so many goods to those in need? That's when a high school classmate from back in the 90s had an idea.
I said, well, she needs a van. She needs a van, we need to help her.
This Sierra and $25,000 donated by Toyota and the Greater New York Dealer Association to Project Kind.
The van is going to really make it more possible for us to share the love that's delivered to us.
She's very, very important. She loves everybody. And everybody loves her.
She's out here trying to help those that want to be helped. For 2 years, Jerome Bush called this patch of grass in the shadow of Newark Penn Station home. And then he met Jenny.
She helped me get back on my feet. Little by little, she worked with me.
Now Jerome says he has a job, an apartment, and a desire to help others, all because of Project Kind and Jenny.
She's a blessing. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't even be standing right here.
Delivering food, clothing, and love to others here in Newark. Jenny says today's donation of this minivan will go a long way in driving their mission of hope, one life at a time.
So now, the van, I can put a ton of donations in there instead of, making 3-4 trips to Newark each day.
In Newark, Mark Santia, News 4 New York.
So awesome.
And Toyota, they really shared what they had because they shared the van with us, so I'm grateful.
Right.
for
So in
them.
LA, we have an epidemic of homelessness.
Yes.
What can we do to help?
Oh boy. So I know there is a wonderful organization called Wayfarer Foundation, and I was able to go to the Skid Row Carnival of Love a few months ago. So I know they're doing great things, but really I think everybody, if you just do you know, your part. It doesn't have to be something grand. Even making eye contact with somebody. You know, I've seen so many people who are experiencing homelessness since I've been here, and I really make a point to try and connect with them on some level, just to remind them that they're worthy of love.
Wow.
So, and it really can brighten their day.
It's incredible you say that, because you know, I've talked to folks on the streets, and one of the things that they've shared with me is that they feel almost like depersonalized, like there's a dehumanizing effect that happens because nobody wants to look them in the eye because they feel that they have to now give them something else besides the eye contact.
Absolutely, yeah. When we go and outreach, we go with no expectations, because I think the expectation is really on us. You know, how are we going to deliver hope and love? There's no expectation on them. So you're loving them where they are in the moment. You know.
What's been the toughest part of this journey and the project?
Oh, wow. I mean, I'm getting to know people on a really personal level. So, you know, I want the best for everybody, and there are some that are really struggling. So, you know, going to sleep at night and knowing that someone I'm now close with is sleeping on the sidewalk, you know, that really, that gets to me. But I'm taking this day by day, and I know there's a plan. So I'm really just hoping to, you know, even if we can just brighten their day a little bit, it's beyond worth it.
You've brightened so many days and so many lives. The governor of New Jersey is actually awarding you for this.
Well, a friend, I guess, nominated me. I did not realize it, but it is an honor. It's very humbling. It's it is some award, so it's a good thing. It's very nice, but it really is. It's really not me that's getting it. It's the many that have partnered with us.
Nice. Yeah. And so, how can people find you?
ProjectKind123.org is the website, and then Project Kind 123 on Instagram.
They can get involved by their time, their treasure, their talent.
There's so many ways to get involved. Yeah, if you check out the website, you'll find different areas. And I think the most exciting part is, you know, when we do share people's stories, you're able to be a part of their journey, and you know who you're helping.
Wow.
So you can actually say, like, I don't know, let's say John, like, this is for him.
That's so important. I think there's a lot of nonprofits that people want to donate to him, but they don't know exactly where it's going. And I think there's something when you actually see the results and you see it affecting someone's life, it gives you more motivation, inspiration to keep doing it.
Yeah, I think sometimes people, you know, what they don't see, they don't know, or they don't know where to start because they're overwhelmed. So,
right. So lovely. Thank you so much
Thank
for all
you.
your hard work.
It's just beautiful.
Honestly.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you so
great.
much.
Yeah. So stay tuned, you guys. We're going to be right back.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. We're so excited to have Kenny, aka Kenny Flowers, in the house today. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Your life looks like so much fun. I mean, you're a lifestyle lover turned entrepreneur, and everybody's BFF, right? Even like this monkey and this pup, right? I mean, it's like,
you gotta be friends with the locals wherever you go.
And all these beautiful women. I mean, Kenny Flowers, you have got it made, don't you?
I mean, it's Definitely, definitely a great lifestyle that I have. I enjoy being able to combine my love for entrepreneurship and the ability to enjoy life at the same time.
So what, you know, a lot of people out there is, they want that laptop lifestyle. But how does that work? Like, don't you get a little bit tired of being on the road all the time?
I mean, it can be tiring to be on the road, absolutely, but it's also really exciting to be in new places and to really develop your own routines, levels of responsibility to yourself, and just being able to make sure you're taking care of business wherever you are.
I love it. So talk to us, I know you've got such an interesting story, and while there are themes that are similar to what other people may have experienced, it's still very different. So take us back to like how this whole thing started.
Absolutely. I mean, it went back to, my love for Hawaiians. My dad gave me this hand-me-down Hawaiian shirt when I was in college, and I wore it so many times, but every time I wore it was such a great memory. So when I'd look in the closet and I would see that shirt hanging there, I'd want to wear it. I'd be like, there is something great that's going to happen when I put this on.
I love that.
So to me, I loved my corporate job out of college, but at the same time I loved the weekends and all the memories and good times that I was able to have, not only within the cities like New York and Boston that I was living, but also vacations and such too. So I really realized this opportunity to go for it, quit the job, move to Bali, and kind of put my own interpretation on this type of shirt so more people could experience that feeling that I had.
Were you hesitant at all? I mean, that's so off the cuff. I quit my job in New York and I moved to Bali and started a shirt business. Were you scared at all?
I honestly was never really scared. I was more excited about it. I started just lofting the idea out there to my friends and family and really whoever I was talking to that asked that, oh, so what do you do question. And I got such great response. Some people would laugh, some people would say that's an awesome idea, but no one said no. So when I realized that it was maybe an idea worth acting on, my dad gave me such great advice that I'd love to share with really anyone that's an entrepreneur thinking of acting on an idea, which is make sure you're comfortable with the risks. If you can think through the worst case scenario of giving something a go and knowing that you're okay with that happening, then there's no reason why you shouldn't try it. So once I knew that, I was able to hop on the plane confidently without knowing a thing about how to make an article of clothing and go figure it out.
Kudos
and put my heart
to
into it.
Pops, gotta say, right?
Really?
It's really
Go
awesome
Randy.
when our parents support us, for sure.
And
That's so
it's
great.
interesting too, and you're absolutely right, Erin. It's interesting too that when you begin to think out that worst case scenario, like it didn't scare you off. Because I think so many people want to do what you've done. They really do. They want to leave their corporate job, or they want to leave the 9 to 5. They want to go for their dreams. They want to move to Bali. But when they think about the worst case scenario, they're like, I don't want to be homeless.
Right. Right. I mean, to me, I knew that the experiences I would be getting over the few months of trying to start a company would be invaluable and nothing you can learn on the job or learn in school. So for me, I knew that those 3 months that it really took to give myself, full energy, focus on the shirts was, it would be worth it. I said, worst comes to worst, I'll have a couple hundred shirts that I can wear for the next few years.
Hawaiian shirts every single day.
Which I do now, so best of both worlds.
There's some guy in New York right now, he's like, watching this in the middle of doing something in work, and he's going, I would love to wake up and throw on a Hawaiian shirt in the morning and be on the beach on my laptop doing this. So what do you say? Like, what are some steps someone can take?
I think the most important step is to really figure out what it is you're passionate about. I could not start a suit company. If I did that and tried selling my friends on it, they wouldn't feel the heart behind it. Maybe you could though.
I could do just blazers.
Yeah, just blazers, not full suits.
Too much commitment.
Exactly. So I think really the most important thing is knowing what you're passionate about. You're gonna be doing that every day. There's gonna be days where it feels like work. There's going to be days where it feels like complete play and the best thing ever. So in order to get through the harder days, you have to know that you're really working towards something that you enjoy.
Cool. And it's all monkey business. Take a look at Kenny and this me right here,
awesome.
right in Bali. How cool is that?
I mean, really, when I travel or when I'm in a place, I'm always thinking, how could this experience come to life? So over in Bali, there's this monkey forest that's 5 minutes from where I stay in Ubud. And, it led me to this idea, why not make a shirt with monkeys on it? And, I went in there, I had some local artists that were on the ground that could help me bring these funky designs to life, and that's really what created that one.
One of the things I love about you, Kitty, is that you're so authentic. You're able to embrace fully who you are, and you can see that and feel that in your brand.
For sure.
Has that always been the case? Have you been always comfortable in your own skin and in your own shirts, or?
I have. I've never been like the most vocal person per se, but I've always done the best to like lead by example. So although I don't encourage everybody to quit their job and go try to start Hawaiian shirt companies, I do think they're able to, maybe take something from my case study and, find their way, find what they're interested in, or just find what they're looking for in life. There's nothing wrong with like having a job that you love and being able to, shut the phone, the computer off at 5, 6, 7, whatever it is, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Well, we're all going to have to get some Hawaiian shirts or some Bali shirts, rather.
It's the time of year.
And we're going to go take a trip down to Bali because we love Bali, and we've been talking about over and over on this show. So
happy to host you and at least give the best example.
Tell everyone where they can find you.
So you can find me online, kennyflowers.co, not .com. That's a flower shop in LA, actually. But if you are looking to get a feel for like the softness of the shirts, really find out what design works best for you, and you live in LA, we're in Ron Robinson, Fred Siegel, and the flagship in Santa Monica.
Look at you go.
Just Fred Siegel.
Just Fred Siegel.
Great.
That's so great. I'm so excited to try one on.
Thank you.
I could use some Hawaii.
I probably have some in the car.
We could all use a little monkey business in our lives. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more on Good Morning La La Land.
Welcome back live. We've got a fabulous house full of beautiful, amazing, inspirational people. So Monday motivation. What are you guys going to do today?
Well, I want to go buy some of this stuff. Just go online, right? I'm so jealous. They look beautiful. And that's your girlfriend? Woo.
Yeah.
That is. Lucky me.
It's about time we plan this trip to Bali, put on our Hawaiian print, and really live our best lives. Do some kind work while we're at it.
Speaking of your girlfriend, let's give her a little shout out. Tell them a little bit about your girlfriend real quick.
Absolutely. It's Jet Set Christina. She's the top luxury travel blogger in the world, and she makes traveling around the world amazing.
And she's awesome. She's been on Good Morning La La Land. She's actually right behind the camera.
Taking pictures of you this time.
Exactly. Good change of pace.
So wait, I have an idea. Yep. She could set us up, and we can all go to Bali.
Oh, you're in.
What are we doing this afternoon?
I'm getting on a plane. Bags are packed. All I need is a Hawaiian shirt.
You can go, right?
I'll go.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about your necklace.
Oh, yeah. So we have these tags. They're say worthy of love on them, and we give them out to the people that we meet that are experiencing homelessness. That way, you know, when they're feeling down, they can remember that they are worthy.
Everybody needs one of those.
Sell them or anything so that we can contribute money or not?
Yeah, so we are going to put them on the website, and if people make a donation, they can either get one for themselves or have one delivered to one of our friends.
That's beautiful. Thank you, Jenny.
Yeah.
Absolutely love that. I have to say, like in my entire life, the one most important gift I've ever given myself or anyone else has been love. Just love. So I just love that reminder. I think that's beautiful.
For sure. And you are worthy of love. Never forget it. We won't.
Absolutely.
So tune in every morning at 9 a.m. We are now on Roku, Apple TV, all Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, you name it. And we're all about waking up the world together. So have a wonderful day, you guys.
It's going to be a good morning, La La Land.